Parents, I'm checking in with you tonight. I want to ask, are you okay? I want to talk about the mental load and all the burdens that parents carry in their mind. You know, there is so much that spins around in our head from one moment to the next. Most of the time, we're not even conscious of what those thoughts are. And when you're a parent, that mental load really can explode to the next level. You know, any role that we carry in our life is attached to some responsibility. So whether you're a carer, a worker, a parent, whatever it is, that's going to come with a whole heap of things that are going to spin around in your head and accumulate. And when you become a parent, that mental load has a whole other layer, because it often comes with you also running off a deficit in emotional and physical energy, because parenting is a full-time job on top of those other roles and responsibilities. So it's really important to get into the habit of checking in often with your mental load, because our thoughts are attached to our emotions. So the quality of the thoughts that are going around in our head will have a matching emotion that we will then feel. So it's really important, if you're feeling out of whack, to think, what kind of thoughts might I be carrying around in my head at the moment that might be leading to those uncomfortable and challenging emotions? We've got to look after ourselves. Our children need us to look after ourselves. I have to consciously check in with my own mental load on a regular basis, because of the different roles that I carry, no different from the different roles that you carry. And as a parent of 3 children, their life is in my mental load on top of all of the other things I carry, and it's the same for you. So I'm going to give you 3 or 4 different tools that I hope will be helpful, and then you can really take a moment to think, well, what's going to help me, and make it relevant to you and your life. The first thing is just try and get all of the things, the responsibilities, the things that are spinning around in your head out on paper as often as you can. Now, for some people, that might be every single day that you take time to just go blah. Write lists of all the different responsibilities. You know, I divide them up. I've got family as a group, I've got children, I have my work, I have the work of Positive Minds, I have our friendships, our family, social life. I have those things all in their different groups, and I will write them down. When I feel like there's a lot going on, I will just put them down into groups, so I know what things are on the to-do list, and the things that I need to organise and that we need to get on top of and respond to and come up with solutions for. So all of those things, just get it on paper, because when it's spinning around in your head, it's like you're actually doing those things, and your brain is neurologically connecting that heavy feeling that often comes with a mental load. So get it out on paper so that you can visually see it, and when you see yourself spinning around in it, go to that list and see if there's one thing that you can do, or outsource to another person, or ask for some help, or is it something you can actually give up? Is it essential? Is it something that you have to do? If it's feeling like a burden, in a couple of points' time, I'll be able to talk about that. But get it out on paper. The other thing you can do, if you don't want to just look at your to-do list and it's just your mental load, just do a regular thought dump. So have a journal by your bed. If you can't fall asleep and you're stressing out and you're thinking about all of those things, or you're in the middle of the day and you can just feel it and hear it buzzing around, get it on paper, dump it out, so it's not just spinning around in your head, and that can be really helpful. It can help to talk to someone. Not everybody has someone to talk through those feelings and those thoughts with. The second tool is find a way to discharge that stress from your body. So that mental load is going to lead to some uncomfortable, challenging feelings, and those feelings are going to either live inside your body and buzz around, and your body will keep score. It will start to impact on your well-being and your physical health as well as your emotional health. You've got to get it out of your body. So Find ways that eliminate stress from your body that are healthy and constructive for you. So that could be taking a walk in nature, and it might just be walking to the end of your street, or even just walking outside into your garden. Just taking any opportunity to get out into nature and move your body can help reduce those stress hormones that pump around, particularly when you're feeling overloaded. So go out into nature, move, dance, listen to music, munch on an apple or a healthy snack. If you love cooking, cook something. Send someone a text saying something really lovely to them, or anything that makes you feel good. If you're a giver, if you're kind-hearted, compliment someone, send someone a message thanking them. All of these things help reduce our stress levels and help with that mental load, because our well-being is then better, and there's going to be less negativity and less stuff spinning around in our head. So thought dump journaling. The next thing is ask yourself, is there anything you can give up? Have you taken on too much? Is that why your mental load is so massive? And if you've taken on more than is reasonable for your health, because it's really lovely to serve others and be kind to others, but not to the sacrifice of your own health and well-being. You've got to look after yourself. You need you, your children need you. So if you've taken on too much and you're finding it really hard to not do that, if that's often something that happens, ask yourself, what purpose does it serve when I say yes to more than I can handle? Is this serving some purpose for me? Is it a need to keep the peace? Is it a need to please others? Is it a need for approval? There's always a reason why we do whatever we do, and it's our life's work to uncover those things and keep cleaning up the cobwebs so that we can really enjoy our lives and look after ourselves and our well-being. So ask yourself, what's it serving, and can I get rid of one thing? Is there one thing that I can say no to? And on the topic of saying no, it's incredibly hard to say no. Most of us are conditioned to be agreeable and to be supportive, and we don't want to let people down. But again, like I said, at what expense are we not going to let other people down? So we've got to look after ourselves. So next time you're asked to do something, practice the pause. Use that sentence, "That sounds fantastic. I really want to do that. I'll need to think about it. I've got a lot that I'm doing at the moment. I love this idea." So you're still giving them that positive feedback. You're showing your loving heart and that you care. But at the same time, you're buying yourself some time to think about it, so that you're really setting that example also to your children. You're role modeling self-care when you're not taking more on than is necessary or that is healthy. When you deliver that no, or say you've said, when you deliver the no, do it with kindness, show that you want to do it, but then you can say no, or I want to think about it. But also, if you've just said yes, if you've just jumped in and said, yes, I can do that, and then you look at your calendar and think, oh my goodness, how am I going to fit this in? And you're feeling like it's a burden and you're feeling overwhelmed, then you can still go back on your decision. You're allowed to change your mind and go back to that person who I'm sure has been in your position as well and say, I made a mistake, I took on too much, and I hope you'll understand that I really want to do this, but I can't do this at the moment. And set those boundaries so that you're really looking after yourself. So be ready, be careful about over-promising and over-committing. This happens to us as parents. We carry so many roles. We want to look after our children. Once they're enrolled in kindergarten and school, additional responsibilities will come that we genuinely want to do. Our heart wants to do them, but it's really important that it's not at the sacrifice of your health. So check that out. And then instead of focusing on that mental load in that moment, you're going to eliminate that stress. And then I want you to write a list of things that energize you. Just write a really long list of all the things that bring you joy and comfort and that are really good for your well-being and that give you that sense of purpose. So a really good brainstorm of all the things that energize you, and start thinking about how you can take steps towards doing more of that. And it might even be just beginning with it in your head. You might just start by imagining yourself doing those things that energize you. And then ask for help, talk to people, think about ways that you can do more of what energizes you, and then write a list of what it is that depletes you. What are the things that are draining you of energy? And some of those things you can't avoid. You know, there are some things and some situations and environments and people that are unavoidable at this point in your life. So if that's you, then prepare yourself for those uncomfortable situations by doing something that's good for your self-care before you enter it. So usually the best way to move stress through your body is through some kind of movement, whether it's taking a walk, going to the gym, some yoga, whatever it is, and you will know what's best for you. Do that thing before you're in that uncomfortable situation and do it again when you're after, and prepare yourself, put your mental armor on and tell yourself, I can handle uncomfortable situations with grace, and just keep telling yourself that until you really believe it. So prepare yourself for the unavoidable ones, but if there are some things that are depleting you that you really can step away from, then try and step away from them, either stop them or reduce them. So I hope that's been helpful for you. That's a start to thinking about your mental load. Do those mood check-ins, you know, notice how you're feeling throughout the day. Check in with what's running around in your head. If it's all feeling really overwhelming, get it out either physically onto paper or physically through your body. Find healthy, constructive ways to move away from that spin inside your mind, and then focus your attention on things that bring you joy. So whether it's focusing on what's going well in your life, listening to fantastic music, watching something you enjoy on television, reading a book, do anything you can to move your mind into that healthy and positive state. Look after yourselves. It's such a big and important role that you carry as a parent, and that mental load can be a total pain. So I wish you all the very best. If this was helpful, it would be lovely if you could like it and subscribe to the channel, where I'll keep doing my very best when I have a moment to share some tips to help you as parents, to help educators and young people to feel happier and more resilient and confident with what you're carrying in your life. Thanks heaps for listening.